Hello. Thank you for your interest in becoming a resource parent. This is the informational video for future resource parents, put together by the Midshore region. We are going to talk about what is foster care and adoption, attributes of successful families, the training requirements, background checks, family assessment, responsibilities of resource parents, challenges that you will face, the support that you have available to you, current needs for resource and adoptive homes, and the PRIDE training. Family foster care is an essential service for children and parents who must be separated while maintaining legal and usually affectionate ties. The program provides short-term and supportive services to children who are unable to live at home because of a family crisis. Foster families are needed to provide temporary, safe, stable, and nurturing homes for children until they can be reunited with their biological families or be placed with relatives or adopted. Adoption is the means of transferring to a child and parents all the legal rights and responsibilities as if that child had been born to those parents. The value of adoption is that it provides children with the basic needs of every child, the legal status, social status, and commitment that comes from having a family that intends to offer a lifetime relationship. Attributes of a successful family. Understanding the child's development. That's going to be child development, how abuse and neglect affects that development, and the importance of safety and protection. A successful family shows respect. That's between the child's contact with his or her birth family and the importance of that contact on identity and self-esteem. What are the qualifications to be a resource parent? The families need to have the resources, ability, and willingness to protect and nurture children. They need to be committed to taking care of that child or children, show unconditional love and patience, and be able to go through all the necessary training at the beginning and throughout the licensure every year. The requirements to become a resource parent include: the state of Maryland licenses all families to foster and or adopt. All individuals and families are called resource parents. Resource parents must be over the age of 21 years old. They need to show character references, be of good health, go through the necessary training, and the criminal background checks, which includes an FBI clearance, the state police clearance, child abuse and neglect clearance, child support, and the motor vehicle administration clearance to prove that you have a valid license. The family assessment process. Licensing standards for the prospective resource family. Their residence must be a safe place. There must be no structural or health problems, and there must be an adequate space for the child. Family must have sufficient income. The family legal status. They must be legally married, divorced, separated, or single. Family should also have a clear criminal record, which is going to be taken of every adult in the home. The seriousness and nature of any prior criminal offenses will be considered, including a child protective services check of every adult in the home. The resource parent responsibilities. Resource parents must provide basic care and supervision, including room, board, and personal care items, nurture and accept the child, clear boundaries and basic rules. They must provide adequate supervision and transportation. Furthermore, they must facilitate birth family contact, notify case manager immediately of any emergency, and serve as the member of a case team. The family assessment process, including the safety requirements, involves an environmental health and sanitary approval. This is going to be done by the local health department, includes inspection and the water tests. Also a lead paint assessment for homes built before 1978. A fire safety approval, which is done by the state fire marshal. Household items. They must be kept in a safe location including prescription and non-prescription drugs, dangerous household items, cleaning products, tools, power tools, all must be locked up or kept in a safe place. The family assessment process safety requirements also include the sleeping and living quarters, which must be adequate to provide a safe space for children in care and must not interrupt the arrangements of the family. And each child in care must have their own bed. Transportation must be legal and safe to and from medical and dental appointments, schools, social events, and scheduled meetings. All firearms must be in a locked room or container and inaccessible to children. Any family pets must be appropriately licensed and vaccinated and have an appropriate temperament with children and leashed or caged as necessary. The safety requirements involving pools, hot tubs, and waterfront property. If you have either of these three, then both parents must be CPR certified. For in-ground pools, they must be enclosed by a fence 4 foot high with a locking gate. Any retractable or removable ladders shall be locked and stored away. If you have an above-ground pool, it should be 4 feet above ground at all points. The doors and gates should have locks. Deck doors shall be locked. Permanent steps shall have a gate. For hot tubs, a secured cover should be over it when it is not in use. Any waterfront property requires a fence with a locked door or gate controlling access to the body of water. Now we are to the training piece. All resource parents must complete the PRIDE pre-service training. PRIDE stands for Parents, Resources for Information, Development, and Education. The philosophy surrounding PRIDE is family life is the best for children. Knowledgeable and skilled resource parents are the key for quality services. PRIDE explains the roles and responsibilities of resource parents, explains the licensing and certification process in more detail, and develops a collaborative and competent resource families. PRIDE is a 15-hour in-person training program and 12-hour online clusters. All parents and heads of household must participate and complete the program. Children are not permitted in the classroom sessions. There are certain technical requirements in order to complete the online clusters. Each cluster will approximately take 3 hours to complete, and the clusters are to be completed in between each in-person session. You are allowed to stop and start the clusters at any time. You do not have to sit straight 3 hours through. And each applicant must complete the clusters individually with their own account. Each applicant will need to have access to a working email address in order to be signed up for the online clusters. You will need internet access. The training follows a 14-step model, including a wide range of topics addressing the needs, demands, and challenges that children face while under care. Do all children who need foster and adoptive families have challenges? Most of them do. They often are frightened, confused by the separation of their parents. Some are angry, sad, and think that they are being punished. Most children need foster and adoptive parents because of something that is done to them, not something that they have done. They are not bad children. They come from bad situations, not bad families. Resource parents take pride in watching their children grow up strong. Children in foster care have very special needs. They have been exposed to abuse, neglect, and/or substance abuse. They need to learn that adults can be trusted, and they need to learn how to express feelings, both positive and negative. When you are a resource parent, there is support available. There will be a resource home social worker whose job is to license, train, and provide ongoing support through telephone, email, and face-to-face contact. The resource home social worker will be the one completing your annual reevaluation. You will also be linked with a foster care worker who will be doing minimum monthly visits with the child in your home. 9 of the 12 visits must be in the resource home. They will be providing case management, coordinate medical assistance, and coordinate the child's services and care. They can assist with medical and dental and therapy appointments. In Maryland, there are different types of resource homes. Emergency or respite resource parents are on a short notice and in a crisis situation. They provide temporary care until a longer-term arrangement can be made. There are regular resource parents whose job is to protect and nurture the child. And there is also kinship foster parents, who is children that are related or known to them through family. The requirements for a kinship foster parent are different and not as strict, but they are still required to complete licensing. Currently, on the Midshore, we need homes for children who are adolescents or teenagers, in some cases with their own children, and they need to learn independent living skills. We need homes who are willing to take young adults. Children in foster care can remain in foster care until they are 21 years old. They may need assistance to finish school and or job training. This placement needs to be permanent and create a lifelong connection to the family. There are a majority of minority children of all ages in care, and we need homes who are willing to take sibling groups. It is very important for brothers and sisters who want to stay together. What's next? The next step is going to be the in-home consultation. Please contact your local department to schedule. This is a requirement before you are able to be invited to the PRIDE training. Thank you for your time and interest in caring for Maryland's children.